This is ESPN Cricinfo Top Action of the Day, powered by Star Sports. We're taking a look at day 2 of the test match between India and South Africa in Pune. We'll take a look at the first bit of action that we've selected, and that is the 26th test run of Virat Kohli. Ajit Agarkar now joins me on this. Ajit, it was 60 odd. He was not out at the end of day 1, and that brief period at that first hour or so wasn't really easy. I know people might just look at 600 and say, oh, it must be in a great batting track. Wasn't so easy for Virat to get there.
No, not at all. Even yesterday at times he had to grind through his innings, particularly at the start. And this morning, that first hour, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, the first session was really important just to deflate the South Africans, both him and Rahane, but Virat in particular. Even at that point, even though he was leaving a lot of balls or playing or showing a lot more respect to the bowlers, the second new balls jagging around a bit, he was still scoring freely. I mean, his hunger, his sort of drive to keep scoring runs, or just his intensity in the field, whether he's batting or fielding, doesn't change whether he's on 1 or whether he's on 250, which is an incredible thing.
The next bit that we've selected is Keshav Maharaj now picking his 100th test wicket, the lone wicket that he's got. This has sort of become a trend in the 3 innings that we've seen in the series so far. He gets to 100 before any Indian batsman does. I'm sure he'd celebrate the 100th test wicket, but I'm sure there'd be some side of Keshav Maharaj today thinking, no, I really need to chip in if South Africa needs to fight in this series.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a landmark. I mean, 100 test wickets is not easy to get for any bowler, whether it's seamer or a spinner. You've got to play for that long. Okay, it's not bad numbers, especially for somebody who plays in South Africa. Unfortunate that Faf has lost both tosses and he's had to bowl on the first 2 days of the test match. So it'd be wrong to be too harsh on him. He's also bowling against batsmen who are used to playing spin, and on flat wickets, once they are set, put a lot of pressure on you. So I'm sure he would have liked to do a lot better or show a lot more control, or control the batsman a lot more than he has been able to in these couple of tests, or in these three innings that he's bowled. But I'm sure he'll celebrate that 100th wicket. I think it's been tough in these couple of tests for him, but I'm sure he'll be better off for the experience.
All right, and Virat Kohli, we mustn't forget that he got that double ton too. 7th of his career, the highest by any Indian batsman, unless we forget what he's just 31 years of age.
Yeah, it's just sheer hunger to just keep getting runs. It's not fair to compare eras. There are different bowlers, different conditions that they play in. But he's great when he is easily one of India's greats to have played this game, and just showed, you know, there weren't enough runs or as many runs as he would have liked over the last few tests. Missed out in Vizag. You could see in his eyes yesterday when he came, he was determined to just bat for long periods. And that the one thing about him, you know, is doesn't matter what bowler's bowling at him, the runs don't stop, even if he's being a little bit more circumspect, because he can play all around the wicket, can rotate, strike well, hits boundaries at will, and once he knows the conditions are in his favour, which they eventually were, after the ball was a little bit older, didn't throw it away and got that big one. So 7 double hundreds and didn't have one for a long time in his test career. Saw some ominous signs yesterday when he came into bat. He's made it count today.
Interesting that you talk about that determination. We saw him get out to that left arm spinner in the first test match, caught in bowled, and this time he was making a conscious effort not to play against the spin. That's how determined he was to get that 100. Ajit Agarkar, thanks so much for joining us. You are watching ESPN Cricinfo, Top Action of the Day, powered by Star Sports.